one of the books that I read in my 20s that actually Justin Kahn recommended is this book called Shogun. And what was so interesting about the book was that there are so many moments where the main character, Toranaga, his enemies have him trapped. And he's going to die. And it basically, the decision always looks like you're going to either die or you're going to give up this goal, and you have to make that decision right now. Or some version of this thing is inevitable, so you should act. And almost always Toranaga kind of introduces what I like to call option C. So option C is do nothing and wait till tomorrow. And I think oftentimes in life people think, well, I have to do A or B, and they never really even consider C, which is like pause and see if things change. And there's this scene in the book, which I love, where the emperor of Japan is being influenced by some other feudal lord and signs an order that says, Toranaga, you have to come to, where I am, and then you have to commit ritual suicide. Signed order. And this basically means death, right? This order is you have a 99.9999% chance of death, right? Emperor says you got to kill yourself. Basically there aren't any outs, right? And so they give this order to Toranaga's brother, and the brother kind of goes out and meets Toranaga, and he's like, look, you got this order, you're going to die. And he's like, instead of doing this long walk to go see the emperor and do it all ceremony, you should probably save everyone the trouble and just kill yourself now. And it was funny because the way they kind of set this scene, it's inevitable he's going to die. You think that the story is going to be he's going to die. And what's so funny is they're about, 50 days travel from where the emperor is. And Toranaga's like, no, let's go see the emperor. And it's funny because it's the brother's like, dude, what do you, it's inevitable. Why are we going through all this rigmarole? But in Toranaga's mind, it's well, we're 50 days away. Let's see what happens tomorrow. Things can change, And of course, during this journey, things do change and so on and so forth. But I think this is kind of something that's always come up as a comforting thing in my life, is that sometimes when I feel like I'm 100% on the ball to make a decision, or I feel like I'm uncomfortable with my set of decisions that I get to make, I come back to this thought and I come back to this idea that well, can I delay a day? And what can I get done with a delayed day? What can I accomplish? And it turns out that some of the most motivated moments have been when I've had to basically not make the hard decision today, but do something to kind of change the odds under a very short period of time. And so that's one of my favorite books. And I'm not sure that other people reading the story, whether this part of it would actually be that impactful to them. But for me, that was huge. So I always think you always have three options. You always have the option to delay. And sometimes that's the most strategic one.